Here in New Orleans, there's plenty of graffiti to be seen if you keep your eyes open for it. Whether it's a playful sketch on a wall, such as this unsigned Triceratops, an effort for fame, such as these throw-ups and tags on this wall, or an unspoken rivalry for respect in wall space. Since having my eyes open to the stories behind this urban street art, I have gained a new appreciation for all types of graffiti writing. I feel like generally people don't really understand or respect simple tags such as the ones we see here by Veer, Harsh, and Merch on this kind of strange looking item. I'm not sure what it is, but Veer humorously wrote "Beam me up" because it looks like an alien spaceship. People might be more forgiving of these two-color throw-ups done by the exact same artists on a wall right next to the spaceship, but it really takes a really artistic or intricate throw-up such as this one by Evan, or moreover a piece short for masterpiece such as this really large mural, for people to see graffiti as more than vandalism and as a true form of art. I mean, this is a really cool mural. It covers two sides of the building, and it's about the effects of Hurricane Katrina on New Orleans, and I'm pretty sure it's commissioned. But driving around the Marigny, I really did grow to appreciate the effort that some of these writers put into establishing themselves as a well-known graffiti artist. FaZe here, I like him a lot. He always signs his name with TC, which I'm assuming is his crew, and he got his work up, very frequently on like this trailer, on garage doors, on the sides of buildings. Driving down Claiborne, I noticed a lot of work done by this one writer, Sauce, who gets a lot of throw-ups and tags done in really conspicuous places, such as this abandoned brick building right off the side of the road. And we see it and we remember it, and he achieves this fame not just for the frequency, but also because he chooses to do his work so publicly, and that he's able to get such a large throw-up done without getting caught, and it's pretty impressive. One of my favorite writers is this guy, and I'm not actually even sure how to pronounce his name. I'm gonna go with Geno's. And not only does this guy have tags all over the place, I mean, this picture was actually taken right on Tulane's campus outside of Willow, but he also does these characters on paper and then pastes them up like a sticker. And I thought that was a really creative way of trying to get noticed and achieve this fame that all these writers are fighting over. He sometimes will tag next to the character, or sometimes sign the applique itself. One of my favorites that I noticed was right on Oak Street, across the way from Giacomo's. It says Geno's before hoes, kind of playing off the bros before hoes saying. I thought it was kind of clever. On the same wall that I first noticed Geno's, you can also see a lot of beef between writers, or competition for wall space. You can see that some of the Geno's characters are written over, and that some of the throw-ups have tags done over them. It seems like the crew, the Rat Pack, is pretty territorial about this spot. On this other wall, you can see that one of the writers, Brown, is scribbled out by someone from the TC crew. And over here, Joystick got covered up by what looks like Jamon. I really did appreciate that just to the left, Joystick came back with a really large throw-up accompanied by a picture of a joystick, and this was pretty clever. His crew, AM/FM, he turned that into a crown for the joystick. Going back to this wall one more time, you can see something that's kind of unique to New Orleans. It's the appearance of the gray ghost. If you look closely, you can tell this whole wall was written and painted on, and then completely covered up with gray paint, and then re-tagged and had new throw-ups done over the gray paint. The gray ghost is an anonymous person that goes around and covers up graffiti. He's very opposed to it, but what I wonder is he realizes that in a sense he kind of has created his own form in that, he's been referred to as All City. You can see his cover up all over New Orleans, and he fuels the fire. Writers aren't happy about what he's doing, and they challenge him and write over his efforts to stop graffiti. This is what's left of a really well-known piece done by Bones, a famous graffiti writer in New Orleans. Bones doesn't achieve his fame by being all city or getting tags and throw-ups done everywhere possible, but by doing fewer but really artistic pieces such as this one, which actually was done in a really public spot, which is unusual. Usually writers will find more private and secluded places where they can complete their work without being interrupted by law enforcement, but Bones chose to do this uncommissioned on a public wall in broad daylight. It was really cool to stumble across it, but I was kind of sad to see that it's being constructed over. What I really liked, however, was that in the exact same construction lot on the opposite building, Bones has done a whole new piece. Now I know that the first piece wasn't commissioned by the owner of the building, but was actually later approved, and so I kind of wonder if this one was commissioned or at least approved from the start, because it's even more expansive and intricate than the other one. Some artists try to make a statement with their work, and this is definitely the case here. Bones is definitely promoting graffiti, commanding right, and integrating things like a pencil and spray can into his lettering. There's no getting around the fact that a lot of graffiti is vandalism, but I really think there's a lot to be appreciated in committing an artist's name to memory and seeing how often you see it pop up in different locations. Additionally, I find the conversation taking place in different spots fascinating. I mean, here we see a wall primarily covered by Moy, and then randomly this other writer in red pops up and is covering up part of, Moy's picture, and we're kind of left to wonder, is he intentionally trying to start conflict, or is this a new writer that doesn't really know what he's doing yet? As far as these extensive murals and pieces go, it's hard to tell what's been commissioned as quote-unquote legitimate art and what is quote-unquote just graffiti, so who are we to say that one is better than the other? And I feel most people agree with me on that. I also feel most people agree to not support unreasonable vandalism, even the writers themselves, who usually adhere to some sort of code to not write on public schools or privately owned property. Regardless of your feelings before and after watching this video, I hope at least you can find some way to appreciate this form of art in your own way, and have learned a little bit about graffiti in New Orleans. Thank you for watching.
His friends, they come and go.